Now, I know how to do this. I led the marketing team to bring FedEx and UPS here while I was Deputy Commissioner of Transportation and while I was International Trade Director. That industry today employs 1 in 9 people in Anchorage. I also led the state's labor negotiating teams to negotiate with 13 state labor unions, and I did it simultaneously. We negotiated tough, fair agreements that were enduring, that gave us 3 years of labor peace. But also we did it at the same time, so we eliminated the one-upsmanship that often happens between unions in this situation. Now, the current administration has gone from saying we are well on our way with AGEA to we're building that $40 billion gas pipeline to the most recent spin is AGEA's one trick in our bag of tricks to help get a pipeline. Alaska is no further along with the gas pipeline than we were even 3 years ago. And we won't succeed if we continue the administration's policy of sort of divide and conquer. New multinational resource development companies are also investing in Alaska, mining companies, other oil and gas companies. But they're also concerned because costs are high in Alaska and commodity prices, which is what's generally produced from the resource development, are low because the world economy is low. And state government doesn't seem supportive or really even aware. A couple examples. The developers of the Kensington mine are headed to the Supreme Court. Point Thompson looks headed for at least a decade of litigation if the Exxon Valdez was any indication. So what role has the governor played to assure these projects move forward in environmentally acceptable ways for Alaskans? She has been out of town and out of touch. She's barely held a cabinet meeting in her 2 years as governor. If Sarah Palin wants to pursue a career outside on the national stage, she's going to divide her time between Alaska and the lower 48. Managing the day-to-day issues of Alaska is not a very sexy thing, but it's really important to all of us. It's time to put Alaska's future ahead of one's own political future. This is a time when Alaska urgently needs experienced leadership. We don't need slogans, no scandals, no photo ops. And as I said, I'm not a professional politician. I don't want to be. I just want to help Alaska continue to grow, to diversify, and to reach the real potential it can for you and me, for our kids, and for our grandkids. This is not a campaign against Sarah Palin. This will be a campaign for Alaska, to assure that we retain the unparalleled quality of life that Alaskans live, and that we have that vibrant economy that provides well-paying jobs for us, our kids, our grandkids. And to be sure, I have to win the Democratic nomination before I even get to talk about running against a Republican candidate. So in conclusion, over 50 years of statehood, Alaska has developed a vibrant and diversified economy. We've grown into a multi-generational state that speaks over 90 languages. Our native corporations have proven that large companies can headquarter here, successfully operate from here, earn profits all over the world, and return those profits to Alaska. The Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport has maintained its position as one of the top 3 cargo airports in the world for over a decade now. The university efforts like the Alaska Scholars Program and the Alaska Native Science and Engineering Program are showing that we can keep our best and brightest here in Alaska. But without knowledgeable and experienced leadership, our state won't be able to maintain particularly that multi-generational economy. The governor may be able to see Russia from her house, but as Director of International Trade, I assisted businesses in developing opportunities in the Russian Far East, China, Japan, Korea, Taiwan. I've actually been to Little Diomede. I have seen Russia from Alaska. I arranged the first flight between Alaska and Russia to reunite Eskimo families that have been separated by the ice curtain. As Executive Director of ADA, I negotiated deals that brought millions of dollars of international investment to Alaska. I've had the opportunity to work all over the state and work with almost every industry. In this last election, Americans and Alaskans sent a message that it was time for change. The aggressive partisan rhetoric of ridicule and divisiveness that Sarah Palin indulged on the national stage may have played well in Peoria, although I kind of doubt that since that's the land of Obama. But it won't serve Alaska well in Congress or in the White House. It is time in Alaska for a leader who has the experience and competence to lead the state through these economic challenges. It's time for a leader with skills and knowledge to avoid that economic precipice I talked about. My path of public service in Alaska has led me to this moment, this place, and with all that Alaska has given me, it's time for me to put my experience to work for all Alaskans. And that's why I've chosen to step forward and to begin my campaign to be the governor of the great state of Alaska. Alaska's a really big deal to me. Thank you very much.